Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program, now with mods. Haven't installed too many. I've gone for MechJeb, I've gone for Kerbal Inventory System, I've gone for Kerbal Attachment System, Kerbal Alarm Clock is a thing, so we can set alarms for vehicles that are en route to places. And today is going to be the day that we are hopefully going to achieve orbit somewhere. Don't have a lot of tanks yet, which is unfortunate. I'm starting to think that we might just want to build a very light variant that we could possibly piggyback on top of the Thumper solid fuel booster, because that was a pretty efficient launch last time. We've got the line, we've got the swivel. Just checking this engine can actually gimbal, and it has a little bit higher ISP in vacuum, so it would be a little more fuel efficient. This one does have a little more thrust in vacuum, but not quite as fuel efficient. We'll go for the swivel. Then we'll put on our second stage, which will contain a thumper burning at 66%, there we go, which will itself have another stage on it. We'll go for the Mark 1 parachute here. Just divvy up the staging there. And now we will put on 3 of these radial decouplers. Link them up like that. And on which we will put hammer solid fuel boosters. There we go. We'll set those at 50 if we can. Oh, just a little bit. Come on. Yeah, there we go. This is actually too heavy for the launch pad, so we may have to upgrade the launch pad. But this should hopefully help us achieve orbit. Ideally. We're not going to put a lab on yet, because we are very limited in our parts here. Thankfully it doesn't look like any phallic objects, which is always nice. We're going to call this the orbiter. We'll save it, there we go. Design checklist, show severity. And that's about it. Unused monopropellant source. We've got a parachute, which, I mean, we're gonna jettison everything else, so that should be fine. Let's quickly leave out of the VAB. Upgrade launch pad, and now we can actually go to here, and because we saved it, we can now launch the orbiter. Like that. We could allocate a special mission flag, but nah. We're just gonna go and do this for science. Quickly check the staging. I'd like to fire both engines at the same time. Throttle doesn't really make a difference here. SAS is enabled, so there we go. Lift off. And we're going for a very slow and controlled burn, basically. These hammers are here just to give us a little bit of extra boost. We might have actually been able to get away with setting the thumper a little bit lower, actually. Because the thumper does seem to burn quite fast compared to the hammers. But this is fine. We're gonna try and burn to the right now, so that we can maybe start our gravity turn. It's probably better if we had put on some control surfaces at this point. Maybe on the little boosters that are about to run out of fuel. Detach them safely, and we are now able to rotate. Thank God, we are past 15 kilometers. So it probably would have been more efficient to do a gravity turn earlier. You want to roughly start turning at 10,000 meters to have the most efficient path. We will quickly detach all that. Now this is going to fling us quite far into space, or at least into space. Unfortunately, we don't quite have the most... We don't have the best path, let's just put it like that. We'll put our power low because we have to burn on our highest point and hopefully make it into orbit. We should be able to deorbit provided we are light enough, although I don't think the fuel load is actually going to be enough. We are very light on fuel, so I think we may have to revert this test flight. This is just checking out to see if it was feasible, and it's definitely possible, but maybe if we had a better launch path, maybe if we were a little bit more efficient on our booster. What I'm saying is I think we might be able to tune this to be actually able to get us into orbit. As it stands right now, just as a test, we'll start burning completely sideways. But I'm skeptical. Let's put it like that. I am very skeptical. Yeah, that is not fast enough. We've already burned half our fuel. This is not going to be enough. I don't think. We'll slow down a... Oh, actually, we'll stop burning for a while and we'll go to our apoapsis. Just go full out. Mate, now. No. Not even gonna pretend. Now, we did get quite far, so that leads me to think, provided we are a little bit more efficient, and this was just a test, I mean, nothing went wrong or anything, so I don't feel bad about reverting that. We obviously have to change our path here a little bit more. Can we revert you back to 40%? And then we'll get these guys to carry the brunt, get us through the atmosphere, basically. They'll burn at 65%, there we go. You're a basic fin. You're not a control surface, so we're not getting much control authority here. That's a utility wrench, allows us to attach or detach some small parts. Part of KIS, which is all well and good. We don't have any life support yet, but we don't have any... I mean, it's not gonna really... We're not gonna be in the... anywhere near running out of life support, so we don't need any modules for that just yet. Let's quickly adapt to staging, there we go. And with these attunements, hopefully we'll be a little bit more fuel efficient, etc. There we go. We'll start turning right away, so that we're actually burning a little bit sideways now, before we build up such a massive, like, before we start burning up so fast and so high, basically, that we have a very hard time turning. This is going to help us out a little bit. This is going to be also a little bit more gradual, so I suppose we'll have to keep burning as we enter orbit this time, because we are probably not going to reach an apoapsis of 89k or anything above 70,000 in my opinion, but we'll see. We are getting up to 500 meters per second speed. There we go, detach those, just make sure that that goes alright. Prevent us from tipping back over. We are burning slowly, but we are about to make it anyway, so there we go. This will be gradual. It will be able to help us build up our speed slowly, get us up higher before it dies, basically. Don't have to worry about recovering these parts. They are pretty much expendable. Let's check our flight path right now. We are halfway to orbit. We still have roughly a third of our fuel, so this will help us to already attempt a small circularization of our orbit. Basically, we're going to make it a bit wider instead of pure height, because we don't need height, right? We only need to get up to 70,000 meters. Yeah, there we go. Look at you being all fuel efficient. That is probably the only time we are actually going to use a thumper as fuel efficient as we can in these early stages. There we go. See, we are still getting up to 70,000. It's all good. Detach. There we go. And we now have basically the same apoapsis. And we already look much better towards trying to circularize. Now, where's the music gone? There's no music playing in the atmosphere for some reason. Normally there is. But we are about to make it to space, so no problems there. There we go. We could observe the mystery goo. We'll see if that does anything. We'll set her up like that. Jeb is going to go EVA. Get us 8 science. There we go. You do have a rocket pack, right, buddy? Yes, you do. He's going to go for the first spacewalk. And he has a button called Inventory, which allows us to remove his helmet, but for the love of God, let's not remove his helmet right now. That would be bad. We're actually about to make it to our apoapsis, so let's quickly board again. Hit the SAS. There we go, just make sure that we are pointing that way. And activate the engine. There we go. We'll start a full burn, slightly pointing upwards, and hopefully we might have enough fuel to orbit. That would be great. Because we will make it to orbit this episode, because that is what I feel like. Come on, that's looking good. It's looking very good. We've extended our apoapsis, so we can go back to pointing fully over there now. Kill the engine. Looks like we might just run out of fuel, which is very unfortunate. We'll do a final burn over here. How much fuel do you have left is the problem. You have 2 units of fuel left. Wow. And it's gone. We are technically in orbit now, which is good. What's bad is that Jeb might be stuck up here. And we didn't actually activate the mission to go to orbit, which is just great. We did get a bunch of money though, which is good. Hopefully we are still able to go back and take that mission. Let's turn on the lights. That might be a good idea. Yeah, there we go. Come on, Jebby. It's a little fiddly, but there we go. We are able to grab on. We're able to board. Let's get to the space center. We have got Jebediah in a stable orbit right now, above 70k meters. We might have to send up a rescue mission, but yeah, I think the mission just disappeared. I feel like an idiot now. You know what? We can't actually revert to the... But you know what? We'll be right back. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I don't really care particularly that much to go and cheese the system to actually get the mission after doing it. So, I mean, it's a little unfortunate that we didn't get the money, but let's try and get Jeb out of orbit now. Hi. We are only 6 minutes into our flight here. It's been pretty remarkable so far. Jeb, I'm gonna need you to EVA for me. You've got fuel in that pack. It's time to use it. You're gonna get out and push. Not like that, you fool. We're gonna keep an eye on our fuel here, because fuel is vital. If we don't have enough EVA propellant, we're not able to get Jebediah back inside. Let's try and find, like, the center of mass here. I think we are slowly slowing the ship down. Let's get another experiment. There we go. It's already stored. Well, that's unfortunate then. Get above the vehicle this time. We're gonna be here for a while, aren't we, Jeb? Probably. But we'll get him down eventually, don't worry. Kerbal promise. We did get a man into orbit after all, so we can do anything now. I mean, we are probably technically slowing down a little bit. Yeah, we've pushed our apoapsis, our periapsis by 3,000 meters. And again, periapsis is the lowest point in our orbit, so we are once again technically entering the atmosphere after getting into a stable orbit. It's just gonna take years to get us down. This is where life support might come in and be like, yeah, no, you're not gonna... But, I mean, we are pushing quite effectively now. Need to actually check. Can we see anywhere how your life support's doing? Oh, this is the KSpedia. We don't need help. No, not really. I'll do a bit more looking up and see if we can figure out how the life support, etc. works. It's no big deal for now, since we are still way before actually requiring life support. We did get our parry down to 68 now. I mean, Jeb's a magnificent spaceman, right? He can do this no problem. Just takes him a while, but he can push himself back down. I have complete faith in Jebediah. There we go. I mean, I knew this was a risk, but I wanted to go ahead and push into orbit anyway, just so we could say, hey, we made it to orbit. Give us more money! Although, silly me didn't accept the mission, which is a rookie mistake. It happens. Okay, we are getting low on fuel now. We might just go ahead and do a mission without Jeb until we find a way to probably get him down. We'll probably abort at 0.5 fuel, which is... we can still do one more burn. There we go, get in there, get lodged tight so we can burn ourselves down. Do keep an eye on this, because this is very bad for your fuel load. There we go, we're down to 65. Just need to get out like 20 more times. Don't worry, Jeb, you'll be fine. I'll push you down off camera, I think. Actually, do a... EVA's available, there we go. Still above Kerbal's water. We do a crew report? Yeah, we already did one. We observed the mystery goo again. I mean, sure, we'll keep it for 2.3 science. We're gonna revert back to the Space Center now. We will leave Jeb to it for now. We're gonna do some science in the meanwhile. Let's check out the contracts. Start fleet, solid fuel booster, no thank you. Swivel. There's a lot of missions here to do. Focused observational survey. Can we actually see these on the map? I think so. Yep, there they are. They're all in and about the Space Center, which is good. Just to confirm, Jebby is now on 65.3 kilometers periapsis. Now he's gonna come down eventually. It's just gonna take a while, so again, I'll keep burning off camera and get him down that way. Jeb will be fine, it's Jebediah. Meanwhile, do we want to do anything? These guys want us to take a crew report in flight near the zone. Let's do it. And then we can just shoot a low budget rocket over there, I suppose. So we are gonna get to meet our second pilot. We'll probably just stick a hammer to it. There we go, this is gonna be as low tech as we can get it to be. Stick a parachute on it. We're not gonna go for an antenna since we don't need one. Now let's introduce Valentina Kerman, another pilot. Who is probably overqualified for this, but then again, it's a Kerbal, so can you really be sure? I don't think you can. Now let's see, where do we have to fly towards? The south. Alright, it seems easy enough. So, does it say... It'll probably... Oh, right, I remember from earlier. It will tell us when we enter the zone. Let's do it. We aren't burning all that fast, that's because we are very energy efficient right now. Start burning towards the south, using the nav ball for point of reference, not the capsule or anything itself. Again, just keep it pointing above. And there we go. Roughly over there is where we have to be for the zone. We'll automatically get a message over here that says, hey, you're in the zone right now. And we're like, damn right, I'm in the zone. You can see we are heading towards it. We just need to take a crew report and then recover it, which is easy enough. We are burning quite fuel efficiently, I must say. We'll angle up just a little bit to make sure that we have some altitude. Not that altitude is required. It said specifically to take a crew report or anything like that below 17,100 meters. Can we just get away with it now? Collecting survey data. Yes. That's all. That's all, folks. Let's turn around and go home. Oh, right. We are on a propelled rocket. That's not gonna... Oh, we're gonna be able to... Sure, we'll go down to Funky Town. We do have one parachute, and we're gonna land in the water. We should be fine. Valentina's loving it. There we go. Parachute is actually safe to deploy. And if you look closely over there, there might be a certain something over there. We actually got our money right away. So this did pay for the rocket and everything. It's not all that much, but then again, it's money. I like money. We missed out on the other money, which is a little unfortunate. We'll start spinning to keep Valentina entertained. It's not really a space mission, but... oh well. Look, there's the water. We're going to be splashing down in there soon. Speaking of, let's deploy the parachute. We were at 1,000 meters above sea level, and that is the sea, so we were a kilometer above the sea. Fantastic logic there, am I right? But yeah, this is pretty much going to be it for this episode. I don't have a lot of time right now. Need to render this video and then set everything up for the stream that is going to be starting in 1 hour, actually, from recording this. Valentina is going to be able to get a swim. Don't worry about it. Crew report in flight. There we go. That's going to be worth something. And crew report from the water. So not from the shores, but actually from the water. So there's going to be some more science. Let's recover and we will end the episode. Because I have a lot of things to do. Like checking out Life Support Mod and making sure the stream actually goes according to plan. Valentina's got some experience. That's great. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video and the episode, please do leave a like down below. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. And until next time, have a good one, folks.